AKAPADers, welcome to episode 560 of AKAPADs, the Film Buff Podcast. And what up? What is up? I'm your host, Peter A. DeLuca here, AKAPAD, your spicy taco, your spice packet. Someone told me the other day I should switch it to spice pack instead of spicy taco. Sure, let's just do that. We're talking the air up there. We're talking movies that, basically had a bad run when they were released. Maybe a little bit of a pop when they came out during the VHS clamshell era of film consumption. And now everything is streaming. And this film, starring Kevin Bacon, directed by Paul Michael Glaser, is available right now on Tubi. Check it out. You can watch it for free. We're talking basketball movies, but we're in a little bit of a dual run here. We're doing one basketball movie and one Fast and Furious movie leading up to Fast X. And the reason for that is I couldn't just sit down and discuss Fast X because there were elements in that story, character-wise, that I just needed to be reminded of that pretty much stretched back to Fast X or Fast 8 when I realized that, I don't even remember Charlize Theron's character, where she came from, what she was doing, how she got Dom to turn against the team, all of these things. That's highlighted in that episode. Coming up next, episode 561, because we're previewing here, is going to be Fast 9, the Fast Saga, and then we're going to go into Fast X. So, a part of this NBA, a part of this basketball dribble, you guys like that one? Dribble that we're running up and down the court doing here. That's like back-to-back basketball puns, by the way, guys. Give me a little bit of credit. Look, I absolutely love an NBA playoff season. I try and watch every single game. I've been doing this since, maybe 1998, 1999. My love for sports, and I will forever reference this, came from the day I was at my friend's place and his whole family was watching Sports Center. And it's just one of those things that blew my mind. I wanted to know what I was missing out on. And here we go. It never stopped. I never let my foot off the gas. So what is it about this movie that even deserves? Because this is a maligned movie. This is a forgotten movie. Is the only pinnacle or takeaway from this movie the performance of one Kevin Bacon, who later Kevin Bacon really, he's like a William Dafoe. He just really seems to pick nothing but good, interesting projects. Everything he's in, he sparkles a little bit more than everyone else around him. I believe in their later careers, Kevin Bacon and William Dafoe are very much aligned in comparison. William Dafoe, though, quality-wise, just smashes Kevin Bacon, because Kevin Bacon still will. I mean, I will go to Cop Car. I think Cop Car is awesome. I even thought he was good in They Them. I thought his performance, but the movie itself fell short. William Dafoe is just great performances in awesome movies that have a good hook that really will get you to sit. I mean, Inside, if you guys haven't seen that, we haven't spoken about it here yet, go see Inside. Great example of that. He's even great in Daybreakers. But no, I just have a love for NBA competition, pro basketball playoffs. Where everything is now, no joke, people. That Game 7 of Heat Celtics one night ago was maybe the biggest game all season in the entire NBA. Heartbroken that the Celtics just didn't even. Look, it's hard to say show up for that game, but we'll just use that headline. Celtics really didn't show up. Heat stomped them, and now it's Heat and the dirty Denver Nuggets. and at that point, I mean, you're going to root for the underdog, the Heat, but it's really the Nuggets to lose. And that's a little bit how I feel about this movie. I just feel like this movie, a generation of generation of young people, including myself. We had this movie on our VHS stack. And it's a fun basketball movie. It's a movie that takes care of the sport. You care about the sport. It's a movie that shows you the different levels of the sport. Kevin Bacon's character is so interesting. He was a former NCAA star. They got the championship. He has the ring. He blew out his knee, and now he's recruiting for his school. And he essentially blows a recruitment. This is the first scene of the movie. He blows a major recruitment, a power forward, because he can't lie down. He's got to show this guy how good he still is on the court and what he would be able to do to him. This, upsets the prospect, and the prospect walks off. And then, out of desperation to recruit a new power forward and to save his job and his reputation and the school that he loves, he travels to Africa to recruit a giant basketball player. That's a little pun intended with this movie. But we have Charles Matanga Mania. He plays Salish, and he is just awesome. He's completely lovable in this movie. The important takeaway from the movie at this point is this template. Let's just call it. It's like a Disney level template. And the template is, we have sports as like a parable. Or like sports is almost like a shortcut to the drama. But we have a parable of people discovering something new, discovering themselves, most of the time busting through adversity on some level. This is a formula it's Little Giants, it's Mighty Ducks, Rookie of the Year. It's a long, distinguished list. Even to a larger degree, The Sandlot is exactly like this movie. The difference is every single movie I just named that you would list above the air up there has better takeaways, maybe has better characters, maybe has things that we're more connected to. But the important part of this movie, and I would say takeaway number 2, is it does bring you down to earth. It makes you appreciate that there's other parts of this world that maybe just don't care about basketball. They don't care about the shoes. They don't care about Gatorade. They're living their lives. They're happy. And they're living the lives that they feel is best. So, of course, when he goes to recruit this individual, the individual is like, no, I'm going to lead my tribe. I'm groomed to become tribe chief, and I'm not going to let my people down. And this is really kind of, again, like the parable of the movie, Kevin Bacon. And if you've seen enough movies, the writing's on the wall. As soon as you see tribe, it's like Kevin Bacon's going to join the tribe. He does, but they get fully painted. They don't wear basketball jerseys in the final showdown for this movie, because they are facing off against a rival tribe who has nothing but like NBA level players, like, so to speak, guys that it's the Monstars from NBA Jam. But yes, there is an evil team also a part of this formula. Yeah, and Kevin Bacon wins. Kevin Bacon blows out his knee through the course of this game, and it's a great moment at the end of this movie where Kevin Bacon basically tells this guy, because they have a deal. He's like, look, I know we said if we won, we would go back to the U.S., but I don't care about that now. I want you to decide. This is right after Salish tells Kevin Bacon, while he's essentially like on the rehab table, because again, like, he blew out his knee, that he's going to go no matter what. And Kevin Bacon's like, no, you decide. We're going to play to win. I don't want to lose. They're both in agreement. We don't want to lose. And it's, again, like the thrill of the competition, the thrill of defeating someone, the absolute dopamine rush you get when you do have adversity to where you're down in the game, where you're downtrodden, where again, you have an uphill battle. This is real in the movie, and it's real in actual real life, guys. I don't know about all of you, but I love like, being down and coming back is as good as being up and smashing your opponent the entire time, or making it not even close. But no, like, this movie is it's nothing but fun. I really was pulled into this movie and maybe like at times I'm a simpler audience member, because essentially, like, what I was saying to myself throughout the course of this movie was how, like, everything's stacked against Kevin Bacon. Like, the clock's ticking. He needs to recruit this guy. He's got to train a team to face off against a super team. It's like all of this stuff, and I say these things to myself. I said, man, like, what would I do in this situation? This is so wild. How's it going to resolve? What's going to happen? What revelations? And there's always, it doesn't matter what movie you're watching. If the movie's made well enough, and if you do engage yourself, because that's what you have to do, like, you ask yourself these questions, and these questions are real life questions, and they do pull you in, and they do define your experience with this movie. And I had a awesome, fun time watching this movie. And another, I guess, takeaway number 3, or observation at this point, because who's really keeping count, is the movies that air up there. So where it's a clear Michael Jordan reference, right? And I would say that reference alone turned people off when this movie dropped, especially kids, because kids can smell BS way quicker than adults. But the shoe sponsor in this movie, because at halftime, one of Kevin Bacon's friends shows up from the school to watch the game and to check in on him. He brings shoes, and they're all Reebok shoes, Nike's rival. So the movie's named to cash in on Nike's marketing campaign for Michael Jordan, as we highlighted in our Air conversation. But Reebok is the sponsor within the movie. I love that. That is a great piece of trivia. But no, I fully recommend this movie. I think it's just totally fun. I think it's goofy. I think it's a great, call it like paint by numbers. Call it whatever you want. Call it tic-tac-toe. Call it an Oreo. Call it Connect 4. It's a straight line movie. Kevin Bacon's great in it. Everyone's great in it. The African culture is fantastic. I just love seeing that stuff sometimes, because it's so curious. And I don't know, like, I watched this movie, maybe I de-aged a little. Maybe I just had to put my mindset back to if I saw this movie when I was younger. I don't understand the hate that this movie got when it dropped. I really don't. But people, this movie is a full AKAPAD recommendation. I love it. If you feel like supporting me moving forward, please check out akapad.com. We have a huge depository of all of my content, everything I drip and drop on all the social media networks. Find me on social media. Give me a like. Give me a thumbs up. It's up to you to help support all of this. And I do appreciate all of your efforts. I do appreciate a lot of you, because I know there are regular listeners out there. And I love you guys so much. Rock and roll.